I've been using the Whoop 4.0 for over a year now, and I have some thoughts. So today I'm going to be giving you my review, and I'm going to keep it concise. Give you all of the basics you need to know about Whoop, the pricing, the gear, the pros and the cons, and call it a day. Because if you're anything like me, you don't want to spend an hour watching a review video. You just want the facts. So if you aren't familiar, Whoop is a wearable device that's designed to monitor your recovery, sleep, training, and health, and provide insights that go far beyond anything else on the market. As an athlete and a health coach who has a strong interest in sleep and recovery, I was immediately drawn to Whoop the first time I heard of it. I have used and still do use numerous fitness and sleep tracking devices, everything from Garmin watches to Oura Ring. And I previously used the Whoop 3.0 for years before upgrading to the 4.0 as soon as it was released. So I think I do have a fair bit of experience when it comes to wearable devices to compare it to. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kate. I'm a certified health and nutrition coach. I post videos twice a week here on YouTube talking all things insulin resistance, sleep, weight loss, and more. So if you're ready to take control of your metabolic health, make sure to click that subscribe button. And you can also find me on TikTok and Instagram where I share new posts every single day. Now, before we get into it, I just want to say that this video is not sponsored. I paid out of pocket for this device. I pay the monthly subscription fee, which we'll go over a little bit later in the video. I have spent probably far too much money on the compatible Whoop gear, which we'll also go over later in this video. So just want to put that out there before we begin. But let's start by going over the basics. Whoop is a health, fitness, sleep, and recovery tracker that claims to provide you with the most in-depth feedback available. And let me say right away, they aren't lying. Whoop provides you with a lot of information and a lot of insight. Way more than any Garmin watch, than any Apple Watch, than any Oura Ring, or any other device I've seen. Probably 20 to 30 times as much, and I am not exaggerating. But we'll come back to that in a second. The device itself is just a tiny rectangle, but you can attach it to a band to wear on your wrist. There's also a band that goes around your forearm, and there's also a chest strap, or else they also have clothing that you can insert the device into. And that is something that I think is super cool, not to mention functional, especially if you're competing in any sport and especially a contact sport. During these sports, you usually aren't able to wear something like this on your wrist, and if you are, it's usually not optimal. But like I said, I'll get more into the clothing a little bit later on. Unlike most of the competitors on the market, Whoop doesn't actually have a watch face or a screen. You view everything through the smartphone app. It provides you physiological data 24/7 and gives you a score every day for your recovery and your strain, which is your activity and your stress. The device is waterproof and one charge can last you multiple days. This device is meant to be worn 24/7 to the extent where you even charge it when you're wearing it by just slipping the charger on. You wear the device when you sleep, and every morning when you wake up, you're gonna have a sleep performance percentage, a recovery percentage, and a day strain score to aim for. Let's start off by talking about how it tracks sleep. Whoop measures your heart rate, your resting heart rate, your heart rate variability, your sleep stages, your sleep disturbances, and your respiratory rate. Based on all these factors, along with how much of your sleep need was met, it's going to give you a sleep performance percentage. Now, I think that the sleep tracker is great in a lot of ways, but not so great in other ways. Overall, I do think it is a fantastic overview of how well you slept. Metrics including resting heart rate and HRV seem to be consistent with other sleep tracking devices I have, including my Oura Ring. But when it comes to the sleep stages, they tend to be a bit off. Honestly, I don't think this is the biggest deal in the world though. What really matters when it comes to determining your recovery is your resting heart rate and your heart rate variability, or your HRV. And when you get adequate sleep and enough deep sleep and enough REM sleep, then these are going to be optimal. Now you can go over to the coaching tab, and Whoop will give you recommendations on what time you should go to sleep based on what time you're planning on getting up, your strain for the day, your sleep debt, etc. And it will also give you some deeper insights as well. And this is a new feature, but Whoop now allows women to track their menstrual cycle. And based on where you are in your cycle, it takes this into account as well. And this is so important because based on where we are in our cycle, whether we're in the first half or the second half, this can make a big difference in our sleep, in our recovery, in our performance. And this is unfortunately out of our control. I used to get so frustrated because in the week leading up to my period, my HRV would be so much lower than it usually would, despite me doing everything the same. My recovery score would be lower as a result. So the fact that Whoop now factors this in and tailors your recommendations is fantastic. Now let's talk about the recovery score. By measuring resting heart rate variability, and sleep performance, Whoop will give you a percentage score from 1 to 100. A low percentage will show up as red, moderate will show up as yellow, and a high percentage will show up as green, signifying just how recovered you are and how much your body can take on that day. And based on how recovered you are, will coincide with the strain level you should aim for that day. If you go above your optimal strain score, then the thinking is it will take you longer to recover. If you stay under your optimal strain score, you're going to recover faster. And if you're right in that sweet spot in the optimal zone, you're going to be able to balance fitness improvements and recovery. And now let's discuss strain a bit more. Strain is a measure of how much mental and physical stress you're putting on your body. Similar to the sleep coach, Whoop also provides you a strain coach. And as we just said, based on your recovery, Whoop is going to give you a strain score to aim for that day. This score is going to be between 0 and 21. Every activity you track throughout the day is going to be given its own strain score. These are all going to contribute to your daily strain, and even activities you don't track will contribute to your daily strain as well. Now, because Whoop is tracking and storing your heart rate data 24/7, if you forget to start an activity, you can always enter the times in afterwards. You can also log things like yard work or doing chores around the house, or you can not log them. And like I said, they will contribute to your strain score as well. As the day goes on, your strain score is going to increase. Your strain coach will also give you real-time data during the workouts you're tracking. And it's going to give you a target exertion goal for that workout if you choose. Now, provide the daily scores and insights. Whoop also provides you weekly and monthly reports as well. And if you've thought the daily reports gave you a lot of data, you have no idea. First off, I should say that every morning when you open the app, you're going to have a journal checklist to complete. You can go through and tick off whether you spent time outside that day, the diet that you ate, vegan, keto, they even have carnivore. Did you get a massage? Did you use red light therapy? And there are literally hundreds of options, but don't worry, you can go into your settings and turn on and off the ones that are applicable to you. They even have an option whether your cat or dog was sleeping in the room with you, because let me tell you, that can impact your sleep. I'm telling you, Whoop goes so in depth. So the weekly reports are pretty basic. They just let you know whether your sleep and your training was optimal. But the monthly reports, that is when you're gonna find out whether all the things on your checklist helped or hindered your recovery. And this can be really, really helpful. For example, my August report found that I recovered better when I took magnesium and creatine and when I used red light therapy. Alcohol was the thing that negatively impacted my sleep and my recovery the most, followed by a high strain score and eating too close to my bedtime. And I get comments all the time from people asking about whether using alcohol to fall asleep is a bad thing. When you use a tracker like Whoop and you see how alcohol impacts your sleep and recovery, it becomes painfully obvious how bad it is, even just a couple of drinks. Yes, it can help you fall asleep, but the quality of your sleep is pretty badly impacted. Not saying not to drink ever, but just something to be mindful of. Now I want to talk about the clothing because Whoop has really outdone themselves here. So I have a couple of the sports bras, I have one of the bralette, and the way it works is you just insert the sensor into the band. You can barely feel it, it still tracks everything. And this is so good if you play sports. Yes, the wristband and the forearm band are fine if you're just training in the gym or even if you're just doing cardio like running. But if you play any sport really, the wrist strap isn't gonna cut it. I play ice hockey competitively, and even when I have my gloves on, the wrist strap will move sometimes. So now I just wear the sports bras every time, and that has been fantastic. For women, they also have underwear and leggings, and for men, they have underwear, shorts, and a compression top. Like I said, this is one of the coolest things about Whoop. I don't think there's any other device on the market that is offering clothing like this. Okay, but enough about the clothing. Now let's get to the fun part, or the not so fun part, the pricing. Unfortunately, Whoop is based on a subscription model. If you pay monthly, it's $44 a month, yearly it's $35 a month, and for 2 years, it's $30 a month. So yeah, it's not cheap. With your first subscription, you do get the device free for what that's worth. And then if you want to switch the band to a different color, obviously that's an additional fee to pay for the band. All of the clothing, that's an additional fee. And yeah, the subscription model, it kind of sucks as a consumer. And this is part of the reason why I don't think Whoop is the right choice for casual exercisers. I really think it is only suitable for athletes and people who have specific athletic goals. Because if you're just a casual exerciser, if you're just trying to improve your health in general, what Whoop is providing you is too much. You do not need this much information. Maybe if you're training for a marathon or another specific competition, then yeah, it might be suitable. But for the average person, I think you're better off going with a Garmin watch if you're looking to track fitness, and the Oura Ring if you're looking to track sleep. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to do a full review on the newest model of the Oura Ring, because I've been using that for probably over a year now. I can't remember exactly when that released, but I have the newest one and I do use that as well. And let me know if you have any other questions about Whoop in the comments down below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. I'm also gonna put a link in the description box down below to get 1 month free when you join Whoop, so make sure to check that out. And also let me know down below if you are someone who currently uses Whoop or if you're considering it. If you guys did enjoy this video, you might also enjoy my video all about red light therapy, which I mentioned in this video. You can check it out here. If you want to catch up on my most recent upload, you can find it here. And if you want to check out my coaching programs, including my 7-day insulin resistance masterclass, you can find that here. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.